Suffolk lamb barn. And we just finished feeding the grain out to everyone in this barn. I got a ewe lamb here. She just follows me around, and keeps on doing my laces. Will you stop doing that? It's not very nice. Yes, it's annoying, in fact. Come on, Katie. So, we're feeding hay. It's morning chores. We just finished the lamb barn, one of the lamb barns. And we're on to the dry ewes. Katie? So we just place the bale in the feeder and roll her out. These guys are on dry hay right now, first cut hay. We're just feeding this so that their bellies are full for when they go out on pasture. These are the ones that we just weaned off their lambs. Still a little bit of crying in here, but should be totally quiet in a day or so. And we just got a phone call from someone in Montana thanking us for the videos and wondering about buying our sheep and sending them over to the United States. And I think I mentioned in other videos that right now we're unable to ship to the United States because the border is closed right now. But one day hopefully it will open and we can do that. But for right now, unfortunately, you're just gonna have to watch us on video or come visit, but we can't ship them over the border just yet. And on an aside, there's our baby ravens. This morning at 5 o'clock in the morning, they're on top of the house. We have skylights in the bedroom, and the baby ravens kept landing on the skylights and sliding down, and then we have a tin roof and they're walking and playing on the tin roof of the house, and extremely loud, but they're definitely having a good time. That's the 3 babies, and those ravens have been coming back here for quite a few years now, nesting in the same spot. They have their babies and the parents come back, and the babies, I don't know, they move on. But the mother and father stay with them all summer long. So we're on to the last of the coveralls right now, and this barn needs creep feed. So Arnie's bringing our grinder mixer over, and we're gonna fill up our bin again. We're going to fill up the bin if I get out of the way of the auger. And we're going to have noise here. So this is just a storage bin. Keeps the mice and rats out of it. Gold from the fields. Homegrown gold. This is a mixture of soybeans, which have been roasted, cracked corn with a little bit of whole corn, and barley. All of it's grown on our fields. It stays here, and it's about a 16% ration. It doesn't have to be fancy, you just have to have the right protein levels for lambs. And your feed dealer will advise you on the mixtures you should use, because everyone's operation will be different. So go to your feed nutritionist if you want to, or your local feed dealer, and they'll advise you as to the proportions of each grain to make a creep feed, or buy their pre-mixed ready-made creep feeds, which are already done up, if you're not big enough to make your own. And you can see most of the corn is cracked, but we crack it very coarse, so a few whole pieces will go through too. If you crack it too fine, it turns into like cornmeal, and we find that the sheep will get plugged up on that. It's like when you bake with cornmeal, it's a thickener, so I wouldn't grind your corn too fine. And the barley is whole. And here, that little thing there, that's a soybean. That's what a soybean looks like. That's a whole one that didn't get cracked. There's a whole grain of corn. And there's a whole piece of barley. And the powder just comes from the grinding up of it all. There's nothing else in there. Today I had my scissors with me, and this ewe had hair in her face, so I trimmed the wool out of her face. And then she was liking it so much, so I decided to cut some wool off her body just to make her cooler. She's a purebred Dorset. Bet you like that. I find the mums, when they have lambs at first, they are a little, they're more focused on their lambs and they don't want to be friendly with you. But once the lambs are at this age where they're kind of weaned off, or very close to it, the mums start kind of leaving the lambs' needs behind a bit, and they're more likely to come up to you for petting and go back to their regular self because they're not stressed out about taking care of their lambs anymore. They're still taking care of them, but the worry is off them. So you can see she's very friendly again. Did we do a hack job on you? We did. It's called a hack job. Okay, let's go inside. See how quiet it is once everybody's fed? You gotta wonder the sheep. They are so noisy. Hi, this is a little Texel cross. Oh, sweetheart. It's the little Texel guy. A face only a mother can love. Hi. Hi. You look like a little Texel. Texels have he's a cross, obviously, but his Texel traits are really showing up on his face. Texels have a really broad forehead. Hi, and I see your back. I see your back. Yes, are you showing off your wonderful hairdo? Aren't you pretty? I'll get her all smoothed off. That's what I do just with scissors, because the sheep actually like the attention, and I think it's like getting a massage. They'll just sit there and let you snip away at it. A lot of times they'll actually go kind of into a trance and lay down and let you chop away. But when you peel that wool back, if you could feel it, like I went right down her spine like that and cut it. And as I was cutting, you could feel the sweat and the heat coming out from underneath the wool. And now she's got a little airway. Hi. You look like you need a trimming too. Yeah, you do. You're a bit woolly. See, there's the Texel mom's head. A Texel would have a bare head and a black nose as opposed to a pink nose. But you can see the broad forehead. Broad. Generally, the wider an animal's head, the wider their body is. It all goes together. And there's our future little show Dorset, 141. She's very pretty. So the pens needed a lot of salt and mineral today. Needed topping up, so we don't top them right to the tip top because what I find is that they bung up and I can't push it down. So I fill them about halfway, and they're all here to have some. But I check those every single day. And this is the salt we feed. It's cobalt iodized stock salt. And it's in loose form, as you can see. And then the mineral is a sheep mineral. You can only use sheep mineral for sheep because there's copper in like cow mineral and horse mineral and stuff like that. So you don't use those. Get to one specifically for sheep, and again, you'll get that from your local feed dealer. They'll have a premix especially for sheep. Again, I would recommend loose form. You can buy blocks for licking, but sheep in general are not lickers. They'll come here and they'll kind of nibble at it, and they will lick it out with their tongue, but it's loose and it comes out very quickly when they come and take it. Whereas a block, you have to lick at it a long time to get a volume. So animals like cows and horses, they'll stay at a block quite a while licking at it. Sheep will never do that. So if you want them to get enough vitamins and minerals, you should use loose, the loose variety. And it's funny, but at different times of the year, you'll see them go through various amounts of the salt and mineral. So at our farm, what I find is that the salt, they seem to go through a lot in the wintertime. And right now, it's all about mineral. We're going through a lot of mineral. And I think it's because now we've gone through our stockpile of the high quality alfalfa, second cut wrapped hay and stuff, and we're on our first cut dry bales. So first cut has a little less nutrition to begin with, and because this hay is now like almost a year old, right? Because it's almost hay season again. The nutrients in hay decrease over time. Every month the mineral values and vitamin content of the hay goes down. So you can see it in the way they're going at the mineral. They're filling their bellies on the hay, but they are obviously lacking something, so they come and they eat more mineral. And then once they get out to pasture and are eating the green grass, their consumption of mineral will decrease again. So it's all about having everything available so that your sheep can have a properly balanced diet. It's not necessary to add it to the feed if you're feeding dry form like we are. It's better to just put it in a mineral container and let them eat it as they need it. Because if you add stuff to a feed and they don't need it, chances are they're going to be turned off the feed and not want to eat the feed. So we find it's easier to just keep everything in its place. Food in the trough, salt and mineral in its own container, and let the sheep have at it.
But I would say the first time I ever held this guy, he's got pretty good temperament for the show.
Yeah, well,
but
but his dad is Felon, who's also a friendly sheep.
Isn't that a beautiful sheep? Then let me ask you a question. What would you pay for this guy? To be honest, what would you pay for a sheep like this?
Over $1,000.
Okay, well, let's get that scale opened up, honey, and we're going to see what he weighs.
Let's see what you weigh, sweetheart, because you're very, very pretty.
Look at the bell ear on him.
Yeah, and he's very masculine.
Let's open that up, babe.
He looks like a ram.
And we're going to see how much you weigh.
Well, okay, so say he was born January 1st, January, February, March, April, May. Yeah, he's 4 months. He's 4.5 months old.
Well, look at this. He's actually touching the top of the scale. How am I supposed to get him in here at mature?
Well, we can't. That's the problem.
Well, let's see what he's going to weigh at. 150 pounds.
So if he's 4 months, 4 times 30 is 120. Add another 20, so he's 140 days. And he's 150 pounds.
150 pounds. And that might be a couple pounds, I mean, you know.
Yeah, these scales are never like 100%.
But I mean, really,
ballpark. Hi, sweetheart.
Well, even if I don't win the shows, I'm still going to show him. I'm still going to get this guy out. He's got good temperament, eh?
You're being very... Well, people asked us to show us getting them ready for the show, and I will. But this is part of it, handling them, especially Suffolks. They quiet really, really easily the more you handle them. So when we start clipping their wool and stuff and handling them, they get to see that we're not hurting them and that it actually feels good and they're getting a lot of attention. And you can win sheep over very, very easily.
120. Look how much.
So we just switched that black ram that I like in here. Now this guy is a little bit younger than the other one, but he's a very hefty ram. But you can see the other one was touching the top of the bars, so this one is a little shorter. And this guy's topping the scale at about 125 pounds.
Okay, we gotta measure number 3.
Okay, wait, I gotta get him out. Number 3 is a much shorter ram as well, but he's very wide. You can see he's filling the scale. And he's about 130 pounds.
130 pounds, so this guy is 20 pounds heavier than lighter than the other guy.
Yeah.
That's his fault. But I still think you should show this guy. We're going to show this sheep too. He's a little stressed out right now. Let's give him his hand.
Yeah, he's a little stressed. We'll make a decision. We will be training up probably 6 rams for the show. And we'll make a decision show day to see. And we'll probably bring them, and if they penalize them too much for being small, we'll probably remove them from the shows. But this is an all-around really well-built ram.
Can you get one any wider than that?
Yeah.
Is that a chest on that?
Yeah. And he's the same at the back, too.
But again, I mean, look at the width on him. He's got really good testicles. Beautiful faces on him.
Let's see your face, buddy.
Okay.
He's got really nice ears.
Hey, buddy, you like me? Are we gonna go to a few shows in the fall? And we'll see how you do. Okay? Nice sharp eyes on him. But again, you look at the square rump, good square loin, I don't know why you'd have to test for it. See, my guy's actually still higher. 140.
Okay, we put my number 79 on. This is the guy I'm probably showing. Arnie's going to show the big guy. And again, this is a different style. He's more up on his tippy toes, but really wide if he lifts his head up. Lift your head up, buddy, so we can see how wide you... There you go. Really wide. He's a little shorter than Arnie's number 2. But look at the weight on him. And the weight is in the muscles. He's also 140 pounds. Little shorter. You wouldn't know it because he's not a British type. So he appears like he might be lighter, but if you look at his rump again, you can see he's packing on the weight here on the rump, the heavy part.
He's excited there. He's going to take right off. Get a shot of him.
Yes, a good boy. You're a really good boy.
Feet, see?
Yeah, I like him. Well, we're gonna settle down for the night now, and I hope you guys will join us again tomorrow for the next episode at Ewetopia Farms. Bye for now.